What happens when 45 modern Marines drop into the heart of ancient Rome armed to the teeth with no backup and one insane mission, topple the greatest empire in history? Yeah, we dive right into it.
Coast of the Roman Empire, 117 AD. Torches flicker on towers along the shoreline. Guards watch the dark horizon. Then comes a new kind of thunder. Two Sikorsky CH-53E Super Stallion helicopters appear out of nowhere. Low, fast, silent until they're almost on top of it. They flare above a narrow strip of firm ground just beyond the beach. Not a full landing, just close enough. Ropes drop. 45 Marines hit the ground and run for the trees. This team is here for one mission only: take control of the greatest empire in history. They have no reinforcements, no resupply, only what they can carry, and a plan that might actually work.
So the plan here is literally 45 Marines versus the entire Roman Empire. That's not a plan. That's the setup to history's most chaotic crossover episode. Imagine a squad with night vision goggles and M4 carbines walking into a world where the deadliest ranged weapon is like a ballista. The Romans would think Zeus finally dropped his DLC expansion pack. But here's the twist. Logistics kill empires, not just swords. 45 dudes can't exactly DoorDash ammo in 117 AD.
And just remember, this is a sandbox what if. We're not dealing with time travel problems. We're not even aiming for perfect realism, if that's even possible. So could they collapse the empire? Or would they burn out before reaching the gates? Let's find out. By day, the place they landed turns into a nightmare. Thick air, muddy ground, clouds of biting insects, and malaria. But it's perfect cover. The reeds grow taller than a man. Locals avoid it. Even Roman patrols stay away. This is the Pontine Marshes, about 55 kilometers south of Rome. The only thing louder than the helicopters is the silence now. They've got 7 nights, maybe less. The swamp will turn against them. By day 10, the fevers begin. But they picked this spot for one reason. It's the closest landing zone big enough for 2 helicopters, without alerting every Roman watchtower. Land near the mouth of the river Tiber, and the flight path goes right over docks, watchtowers, and merchant piers. Word spreads fast. Riders gallop to the capital. By dawn, the gates are locked, the bridge is sealed, and 8,000 Praetorian guards are waiting. But land here, and you get one full night of invisibility.
So they basically chose the Pontine Marshes, aka the Roman Empire's mosquito-ridden do not enter zone, as their secret HQ. Smart? Sure. Comfortable? Absolutely not. The only thing deadlier than Praetorian guards is malaria on hard mode. Still, the Romans avoiding the swamp is tactical gold. It's like hiding in the world's worst Airbnb that nobody else will book. The real gamble, betting that 7 nights of stealth is enough before the Empire's rumor mill kicks in, because Rome had gossip networks faster than Twitter.
The Marines move fast. They stash extra gear and rations in waterproof bags, dig shallow sleeping holes, and launch scout drones. Just 45 men in the dark, watching the Empire. They're fully trained, combat ready. Each one carries an M4 or IAR, plus an M18 sidearm. They're equipped with M320 grenade launchers, C4 explosives, flashbangs, smoke grenades, night vision, and drones. However, supplies are tight. Each Marine carries 3 days of MREs, 9 magazines for their rifle, and 3 for their sidearm. Just enough batteries for goggles, radios, and drones, if they ration carefully. They'll recharge what they can using hand-cranked generators and compact solar panels. But the countdown starts now. The goal isn't to hold ground. It's to hit Roman leadership before they even know what's happening. And their next decision will shape everything. How do you bring down an empire with just 45 men? They lay out 3 possible plans. Option A, hit Rome head on. March to the city, break through the gates, and end it fast. Bold, but hopeless. They'd be surrounded and outnumbered. They can't just walk into Rome and open fire.
Option A, kick down Rome's front door with 45 guys. Bold? Yeah, but that's basically a speedrun attempt with permadeath. The Praetorian Guard alone could mob them like non-player characters with infinite respawns. What's wild is that on paper, the Marines have god-tier loadouts, M4s, NVGs, drones, C4s. The kind of kit that makes ancient siege weapons look like toys from the clearance bin. But logistics don't care about flexing. Once the ammo's gone, you're just another group of sweaty dudes with glorified flashlights.
Option B, build a rebellion. arm the peasants, start a resistance. It worked in Afghanistan, but here, no time, no allies, no maps, and not enough weapons. Rome controls the roads, the grain, and the fear. That kind of war takes years. They've got about a week. So they choose option C, shock campaign. Carefully planned strikes, psychological warfare, hit key targets, disappear, repeat. They burn villas, light fake signal fires, flood grain stores, take down aqueducts. They hit tax stations, disappear into the night, and return even harder. Not to win battles, but to destroy confidence. They'll use thermal sights, drones, and modern tactics to make Rome believe something impossible is happening. And in a world without flashlights, they own the night. First target, Forum Appii, a small hub southeast of the capital. The Marines hit it at 3 a.m. Carrying suppressed rifles, they burn the stables, tear up the written orders and courier notes, then vanish. By sunrise, Rome hears nothing, and that silence, it spreads. Next night, they hit a tax collector's mansion. Coins taken, documents burned. Just enough damage to spark rumors. The following night, strange fires light up the hills. Rome's towers signal back, then wait. But no messenger arrives. No flame patterns change. No more signals come. By now, the capital doesn't know what's real.
Option C is basically speedrun psychological warfare. Forget March on Rome, they're going full urban legend mode, burn a stable here, torch some tax scrolls there. Suddenly the world's most bureaucratic empire has trust issues. Rome ran on paperwork, roads, and grain, and these guys are shredding all three. Plus, in a society where darkness equals fear, Marines with NVGs are straight up wraiths. Imagine being a Roman guard and thinking Mars himself is roaming the hills with infinite cheat codes.
The Romans respond the way they always do. They organize. More scouts, roadblocks, guard posts. But does it make a difference? The Marines stick to back routes. They cross the Via Appia, one of ancient Rome's most important roads, only at night. Using thermal scopes, they spot guards to slip past unseen. Along the way, they plant false trails, broken branches, boot prints, fake camps. Roman patrols end up chasing ghosts. Next strike, the aqueduct, one of Rome's sources of water. They place explosives on one of the aqueduct's support columns. A single controlled blast brings it down. Water stops flowing to part of the capital. Gravity takes care of the rest. Then they target a small Praetorian convoy. It's ambushed near Ardea, a coastal town about 35 kilometers south of Rome. 2 grenades launch from the M320s. The first explodes under the lead horse. The second hits the supply cart. Then the rifles open up. 10 seconds later, every rider is down. No survivors. Every strike is planned ahead, mapped out by drones that can spot enemies miles away. In ancient Rome, that's basically like having time travel on your side. To the locals, these aren't soldiers, they're something else. The legions, still far from home. Britannia, Judea, Germania, and along the Danube. It'll take weeks for any message to reach them, if it even gets through. The Via Appia is broken. The post stations are gone. The only working route left is a fast boat along the coast, and even that takes days just to reach the next major city. Rome's only defense nearby is the Praetorian Guard. Elite? Yes, but trained to stop riots, not demons. They've never seen drones, or laser dots, or gunfire that comes from the trees.
This is where it gets mythological. Romans prided themselves on order, roads, aqueducts, legions marching in step, and suddenly, the roads lie, the water vanishes, the guards die in seconds. It's not just sabotage, it's world-breaking. Imagine a society where omens mattered as much as facts, and now there's ghost fire ripping horses apart. Praetorians trained for riots are facing Call of Duty bosses with invisible weapons. At that point, rumors alone could travel faster than the legions, and panic beats any army.
The Senate panics. Governors flee. Grain shipments stop. Water starts to run dry. Some nearby cities go silent. Nobody knows who's next. And then comes the final move. After midnight, they steal a fishing boat and row up the Tiber. No lights, no talking, just the sound of water. At the river wall, they find a rusted sewer gate. A block of C4, stuffed under wet rags, cracks it open with a dull thump. No echo. No one hears it. They slip inside, knee-deep in slime, moving slowly through the dark. A narrow tunnel leads them into a storage room just below the palace kitchens. 2 Marines ease the wooden door off its hinges. No bang, just a creak. Flashbangs crack down the hallway. Smoke grenades flood the marble floors. Rifles follow. The Emperor, Trajan, is still far away in the east, but his regents are here, and so is a night shift of Praetorian guards. The Marines rise from the storeroom in 3 fire teams. Team 1 slips through the kitchens. 2 sleepy cooks open a door, spot the rifles, and freeze. Zip ties. Cover their mouths. Move on. Team 2 kills the lamps in a side hallway. 2 flashbangs roll toward the guard's post. Blinding light. A crack like thunder. The guards are on the floor before a single sword is drawn. Team 3 kneels by the door to the regent's chamber. They open the door using a Halligan bar and a rubber-capped hammer. Slow, quiet, no blast. They move up fast. Rifles up, lasers sweeping the room. The Praetorian prefect, the top commander of the Praetorian Guard, grabs for his sword. 1 silenced shot takes him down. The rest freeze, shields halfway raised. The regents, still in their nightclothes, are zip-tied and placed under guard. Total time inside? Around 10 minutes. 12 guards down. No alarms.
This is straight out of a Tom Clancy fever dream, except the targets wear togas. 10 minutes, 12 guards down, 0 alarms. That's not a raid, that's a speedrun assassination with bonus objectives completed. The sewer entry alone is peak cinematic. Marines crawling through Roman slime while cooks stumble into what looks like a Marvel crossover, and the prefect? Imagine the elite commander of Rome's bodyguard dropping in 1 silenced pop before his sword even clears the scabbard. To witnesses, that's not war, it's witchcraft with attachments.
By sunrise, the palace corridors echo with silence. Outside, Rome wakes to stillness. They did it. They broke the Roman chain of command in 7 nights. The guards are disgraced. The Senate freezes. But Rome doesn't fall in flames. It falls in silence. But could the Marines hold power? No, at least not for long. If Rome did manage to get a message to the legions or to Trajan, they'd probably be on their way soon. Their bullets are almost gone. Their batteries are dying. The swamp is turning on them. The first fevers hit, but the job is already done.
And that's the punchline. Rome doesn't explode, it just stops. No fire, no sack, just an empire ghosted in 7 nights. The Marines don't need to hold power. Chaos is the victory. Once the prefect and regents are zip-tied like misbehaving interns, the whole machine seizes up. Sure, logistics doom them eventually, low ammo, malaria DLC kicking in, but historically, empires rarely collapse from a single sword swing. Here, it's death by silence, rumor, and the terrifying idea that the gods now carry suppressors.
They could prop up a local puppet, or they could sit on the throne for a week, but they won't last. If word starts spreading, things start shifting. Generals, governors, and river rulers all sense a shot at the throne. The empire either fractures or finds a new leader and a new direction. But one thing is certain, the Marines' footprint would last. They didn't raise an American flag, they didn't even take cities, but they made fear contagious. For years, debates would rage. Were they mythical creatures, a distant advanced civilization, or the gods themselves? So, could a single U.S. Marine platoon conquer ancient Rome? Technically, yes, but only for a moment. Still, it could spark an entirely new path for the future of the Empire. And if you thought that was insane, wait until a Navy SEAL team runs into 10,000 samurai.
So in the end, this isn't about winning Rome, it's about breaking its story. 45 Marines couldn't rule an empire of millions, but they could graffiti themselves across history's memory. Their legacy wouldn't be a flag or a throne, it'd be the whispers, the myths, the fear that something out there was faster, louder, sharper than Rome itself. That kind of phantom scar outlives bullets and batteries. Last Brain Cell did an amazing job with the video, links in the description, and trust me, the next one, yeah, it's gonna bend your brain in a whole new way. Stay nerdy.